Hey everybody, how are you? It is Melissa, Evidential Medium, and I'm very excited that this spring, in honestly just a couple of weeks, I'm going to be hosting again the course for Evidential Medium. And it really is the thing that is closest to my heart. And so I wanted to come on and really talk about it today. So a little bit about me. I'm an evidential medium, which means that I give evidence about spirit that comes through. Because spirit is always coming through with messages. That is why they come through. They have something that they need to impart to either the person that's sitting there or someone they know. And they keep coming through until they get their message across. And as an evidential medium, it's all about really allowing those messages to come through you so that they can be received. And I have been very passionate about putting this course together for the past couple of years because it is my passion in sharing messages that Spirit brings through. So many of you know me from Tarot Tuesday. Many of you know me from readings. Many of you know me from integrative energy therapy. But it is that connection to Spirit that allows all of that to really happen. Good morning, Alberta. So being connected to Spirit is really my passion in helping others be connected to Spirit. Because one of the things I recognized in my own journey, afternoon, Mandy. One of the things I recognized in my own journey was that if I could do it, why couldn't everyone do it? Or could everyone do it? Because I didn't feel like I was special. I didn't feel like there was anything about me and my situation that why should I be able to do this? Be able to do this beautiful connecting to Spirit and being able to deliver these messages. And that was really the thing that kind of drove me in putting this course together is how does it work? Why does it work? Can everybody do it? And so when I started doing the background, the research, the reading, the learning, looking around to see who else had talked about this, that's what I came to, that we are all able to open up if we so choose. And for some of us, we haven't chosen. It's just been the way we've been our whole lives. I have been connected my whole life, but recognizing and then being able to bring Spirit through to help others, that has been the learning piece. Knowing that I could feel the vibe or the energy of a room or the vibe or energy of the person I was with, being able to figure out if situations were safe or unsafe. Those are a lot of the early interaction I was having with Spirit because I was an empath and I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that I knew how I felt and how other people felt. And I was able to turn how I was interacting with someone based on how their feelings were feeling to me. So it took a very long time for me to figure out what an empath is and how that works. And that it was so eye-opening because there were so many times where I would be in situations and I wouldn't know why I felt uncomfortable, or I wouldn't know why I felt like I had to get the hell out of there, or why I felt like I didn't really know this person, but I just felt comfortable with them. That was Spirit coming through and allowing me to know that I was okay, or my energy was able to be received by that other energy. So that's what my passion has been, is to been bringing this to everyone in a way where you can start to understand what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, what you're knowing. Hello, Cynthia. So that's where really the Evidential Medium course evolved, because honestly, it was the very first course I ever put together. Because I knew that I wasn't the only one that was experiencing spirit and didn't know what to do with it, didn't know where to go with it. Yeah, Mandy, it took me a while to really figure out that I was, and then to know what that meant. So that has been one of the beautiful byproducts of putting this course together. Was I did all this research and I did all these books. I read all these books, and I watched YouTube, and I listened, and I networked with other mediums, and I meditated. And it was through all of that that I could start to get a handle on what I was experiencing. Excuse me, guys. But then to recognize that not everybody experienced these things. Not everybody really understood what I was talking about all the time, or really understood where I was coming from, because they weren't getting this extra information. They weren't able to sense the feeling of a room. They weren't able to feel the vibe that somebody was giving off. I mean, there were so many situations growing up where I was pulling people away from things, going, no, we can't be here right now. We got to go, because this just doesn't feel right. And they were like, what are you talking about? Trust me. I've learned to trust and act on it. You know, Mandy, what you can do, honey, is just utilize it. Utilize it and really start to trust and act on it. You know, the reason you're feeling what you're feeling, the reason you're being brought to what you're being brought to, it because there's things that you need to learn, or there's things that you need to experience. So really, really important for you to really step back sometimes and go, okay, why am I in this situation? Or what am I feeling here that is just I'm pushing away that feeling, but I need that feeling because that's giving me the information on what to do in this situation. So it's really about starting to trust and act on it in a way that you're what I call living in alignment. Because when you trust and act on what spirit's bringing you or what you're feeling, your clairsentience, that's when they keep bringing you more, and it keeps keeping you on the path that is for you. And, you know, sometimes that path can be a little daunting or uncomfortable, because they're always going to take you where you need to be, not where you've ever been before. So you're not always going to feel comfortable on this journey, because they're always taking you into the new growth, the new situation, the new people, because that's where you need to go for your evolution as a soul. You know, Dawn, you absolutely can. I get so caught up in energy like that, I ended up losing my own self. Yeah. You know, it took me a long time to discern what I was feeling and what other people were feeling, what was mine, what was not mine. Honestly, and some of that really just came within the last couple of years, where I was recognizing that the reason that I wanted to jump in and help people with different situations was because I could feel how much they wanted to jump in and help someone else. So it really has been a very evolving growth pattern of what's mine and what's not mine. And when you're as sensitive as I have figured out that I am, there was so much growing up that was not mine, that actually put me in situations that I never should have been in. But because I could feel the other person's hurt, the other person's trauma, the other person's need, I was putting myself in situations that were not mine. And it's been through this evolution and discernment of really getting clear about what I'm receiving that I have been able to navigate that better. Yeah. So that's where I feel like my passion, my purpose is really taking me, is putting out these classes in these courses. Awesome, honey. That you can learn what I've had to learn through trial and error and growth situations that weren't always great. But really being able to help those who are ready to move forward. Yeah, Cynthia, and that has taken me a long time. I mean, honestly, it's literally just the past few years in doing this work and helping others that I've been able to discern more about where and what is for me and what is for someone else, or what I'm picking up for someone else that I don't need to keep. And there's probably nothing I can do about it, but feel it. And I have to learn how to let it go. Hey, Anne. Or, I can pray, or I can say something to someone to kind of plant a seed to help them maybe evolve. But that's where, as empaths and light workers and, star seeds, indigo children, just on an awakening journey or an ascension journey or a spiritual awakening, that's where we have to really be discerning and go, oh, wait a minute, that's for us, that's not for them. And so this is why I've been brought to bring these courses, so that those who are ready to evolve and move into really getting into connection with spirit, where you're starting to really build that relationship with those on the other side, so that you can really start to trust and act on what you're being brought to. And you're ready to be brought to what is for you. And so that's about being ready to let go of your traumas and dramas. Really get ready to let go of the things that have been holding you back, the patterns that you've been buying into that no longer serve you, those relationships and situations that really aren't good for you. And now you're ready to move through them because you're ready to go to what is for you. Awesome, Dawn. Awesome. Yeah, because we do. We have free will choice. I mean, we came here as sentient beings to have free will choice. That is why we incarnated in a human experience. And so now it's about remembering who we are and choosing that, and choosing where we want to put our time and attention, where we want to put our energy, what we want to put our energy into. Very, very important. And so that is why I've been bringing these classes. And in the very beginning, it was a very daunting prospect to put myself out here like this. But these courses are so passionate. I'm so passionate about them. They are my passion. Because I've done the work, I've done the research, I've learned about the energy, I've learned about vibrational frequency, I've learned about the emotional scale, I've learned about all the clairs, and I've put all of this information together for those of you who are really ready to step into your mediumship, your connection to spirit, in a way that you can start trusting and acting on it. No, Mandy. No, I think there's definitely more on the planet at this time than there has been ever before, or before, thousands of years. But no, honey, we're not all. And that's why it can be very difficult when you come across people who are not, but they feel your benefit. Having you in their life makes their life better. They don't know how, they don't understand it. They just know you being around them, you being in their situation, elevates them in some way. And that's why, a lot of people that I coach and really work with through IET and through readings is that narcissistic empathic connection, because we can feel their brokenness. And they can feel and understand that somehow we make them better. And so that is where I feel my purpose has been, to help those who are ready to evolve into this connection with spirit, evolve into this connection with their purpose. And yes, the universal purpose is to be of service. We're all here to be of service. How that looks is very different for each and every person. For me, my being of service is teaching. And for years, I taught in the school systems as a teacher, as an English teacher. But now I'm using that skill to teach these courses because that has become my purpose. And so for many people, how they're being of service is very different. Some people are in the health field. Some people's purpose has nothing to do with how they make money too. Just let's, make sure we clarify that. And some people, their purpose simply is just to be that model, to be that beacon of light, to elevate the people and situations around them. Yeah, absolutely. So the Evidential Medium course is geared toward being an evidential medium. The first night is all about learning about the energies, the frequencies, vibrational frequency, what it means, why we need to understand it to a certain extent. I get into the science, I get into the biology, but not so much that it will bore you or make you feel like you're in over your head, because I won't get there myself. So, but I bring it in such a way that it helps us to understand and gives us the foundation of what we're doing in getting in connection with spirit and how it all works. And that is night one. And we talk about the law of attraction because that is all vibrational frequency. And the universal laws is honestly, it's the second night where we really look at the law of correspondence, the law of attraction, and many other laws that really do affect how we interact with each other, with the planet, and with spirit. So understanding those laws, again, is setting that foundation so you understand getting into connection and why we do what we do in certain instances. Night 3, we are going to talk about, I am doing this from memory. I didn't print out the outline, which is actually in the description box. Night 3 is really getting into who you're connecting with, your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters. That's always a really fun night because we learn who your gatekeeper is. We learn who your guardian is or what their function is. And then all the other angelic beings, higher vibrational beings that are on your team. And many people want to know their names. And so we talk about that. We talk about how you can learn their names for your own individual team. But what I'm going to give you is we all have the same roles on our team. The medical being that is with you. The gatekeeper that keeps you safe as you are getting in connection with spirit from other realms and other family soul families, because when you're sitting with someone, you may not know them. They may be a stranger to you, but they've come to you for this service. And so your gatekeeper keeps you safe. And also your gatekeeper helps you with how you receive your information. And that is also night 3. We talk about clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. And I give you homework, which is how to develop each of those clairs. There are things you can practice, things you can do to help you to develop more fully those clairs or even develop them at all. Many people who come to my course, maybe they're only clairaudient or they're only clairvoyant or they're only clairsentient. But one of the things that's beautiful about this is when you really start tapping in and you develop one clair very well, the other clairs start to develop. And so you'll start being, getting in connection with spirit in the different ways, the more that you practice it, the more that you get in connection to spirit. So I use the analogy that it's like a muscle. It's like going to the gym. You're gonna, build the muscle. So the more you practice, the more you build your connection to spirit, the more spirit's going to be able to come in and in different ways. And so that's one of the beautiful pieces of this, is that you're able to learn how to develop the clairs that you want to. And for many people, they want to be able to be in connection to spirit in many different ways. And I know for myself, I wanted a better connection, or a more direct line, I guess, where I could really feel, see, know, and hear, and not question. So that is night 3. Night 3 is one of the big nights. Night 1 and 2, we're really getting to know each other. We're getting comfortable with each other. My night 3 is usually like, okay, it's on. We've gotten to know each other. We're comfortable with each other. We trust each other. We start sharing the stories. We really start sharing the experiences. And it's beautiful, because not only am I facilitating this conversation, but we're learning from each other, because your experience may be very different to somebody else's experience, or maybe they've experienced something that you've wanted to experience. So it's really beautiful. And then night 4 is really about kind of practicing, doing readings. We're going to talk about, again, still energy, your energy bodies, your energy systems. We're going to talk about that a little bit, so that you can know how to take care of your energy, how to protect your energy. And we talk about that too, because that's really big for me, is how to protect your energy. And night 5 really is about being an evidential medium, and what it is to give evidence, because that's very, very important. So giving evidence, using the same pieces of evidence for each reading, so you get very comfortable with your team of guides, angels, ascended masters bringing you in those pieces of evidence. And again, you're building that relationship with them. So if you are always asking for the same thing, they know what you're going to be asking and what you're going to be wanting. Hey, kid. So that's another important piece of really building that connection with your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters, because you get to know each other vibrationally, energetically. And it's important to build that relationship, because if you're not receiving evidence clear enough, or you're not sure what they're bringing through to you, you can ask them, hey, can you bring that through another way, so I really understand what you're bringing to me. So it is important to build that relationship, just like you have a conversation with the person next to you. You're going to have a conversation, it all happens, in your mind or imagination, but it's a very, very real connection and a very, very real conversation. So not only are you having a conversation with the person sitting in front of you getting the reading, but you're also having a conversation as the evidence is coming through. And one of the things that I always talk about is making sure that we give enough evidence and do our job well enough, so that the person sitting with you knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that their loved one is there, that they feel that their loved one is there. Because only then, in delivering the message, can they feel the message, and can they use that piece of information in the way that they need to. Because one of the things that's really important to understand is that spirit is coming through, because that piece of information is very important for them to bring through. And so so it's really, really important that you practice and you respect this connection. Spirit is coming through because what they're bringing through is important. The person sitting there needs that message. And the messages are always going to be about letting the person you're reading for know that the crossed over loved one is safe, is happy, is doing well. They may have a message that that person needs for their personal situation at that time. But those messages are always, always, always important, or spirit wouldn't come through. And the other thing that I teach all the time is that you have to be careful, because many people want a specific reading, or they want a specific person to come through, or a specific message to come through. And what I always tell people is that the message that comes through will be the message that needs to come through. So don't be disappointed if it's not what you want, or it's not from the person you want. As you strengthen that connection with spirit, you may get to a situation where you can pull through specific spirits. You can ask them to come through for the person sitting in front of you, but that doesn't always happen. But it's a beautiful connection, because people are receiving what they need, even if they don't recognize they need it at the time. I've had many people come back to me and say, that didn't resonate with me at the time. I was actually kind of upset because they didn't get what they wanted. But now they understand. Months later, they understand why they got what they got, who came through, and what the message was. So this is very, very important work, I feel. And I take it very, very seriously. And so that's why this course means so much to me. Please drop your questions if you have anything you want to ask about the course, or about anything that I have mentioned. And if you're watching this on the replay, please feel free to drop in the comment. I will check back. But that's what we're going to start on March 2nd. It is going to be 5 Wednesday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. I ask that you block the time out and that you have that dedicated space. They are Zoom meetings. You're going to be in your home. I'm going to be here. One of the things you have to understand is, once I'm in your energy, it doesn't matter if we're on the same continent or in the same room. I'm in your energy. And so one of the things I bring to this class is my ability to be the portal for spirit to come through. And so for the class, what happens is, in the meditations that I give, you're able to experience spirit. And for some of you, it may be experiencing spirit in a new way for the first time. But because I am being a portal, I'm amplifying the energies so that you can get into connection with spirit, and in a way that you haven't been able to attain on your own. And for some of you, it helps you to know where you can go if you keep doing the work, if you keep meditating, if you keep living in integrity, if you keep making sure that you're taking care of your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body. That's how that works. And we talk about that. We talk about how to maintain your energy. We talk about how to balance yourself. And as humans, we can't always stay in perfect balance. I don't even think we can get to perfect balance, but we can stay in as close to balance as we can, and that also amplifies our connection to spirit. Living in integrity, being in the higher vibrational frequencies of contentment, joy, gratitude, love, being empowered. Living in appreciation, staying in those higher vibrational frequencies. And how that byproduct of that is you're utilizing the law of attraction, and things start to manifest in your life. It's one of the beautiful byproducts of this whole thing. Being in connection to spirit, it amplifies your energy so that you can start drawing to you the things that you want in your life. Especially when you're living your purpose, that amplifies your energy, and you can manifest in a way that maybe you've not been able to manifest in your life before. So there's lots of beautiful byproducts to the Evidential Medium course. But we are going to do very intensive foundational work that you can then take after these 5 weeks and keep practicing and building upon to build that connection to spirit, to be a medium, to allow spirit to come through you for the benefit of the people spirit's coming through for. So, I'm excited. I'm really excited because this is, honestly, this is, I can't even tell you. I think we're up to I think it's 5 or 6 times. So this course is a course that's near and dear to my heart because I've been giving it for the past couple of years. And it's really gotten to the point where I'm very comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with the material. I'm comfortable with all of you and everything you're going to bring to the table, to the class. So it is a beautiful experience that we share together. Alberta, people kind of get hung up on, I don't know what my purpose is, but your purpose is to be of service. And so what I would say is meditate on that. Meditate on what is my being of service look like, or what is my being of service need to look like. And, again, if you're living in integrity, and what that means is if you're being the best version of yourself, if you're not being critical and judgmental, you're not playing the blame game, you're not letting the resentment and the jealousy or any of those lower vibrational frequencies really run your show. If you're being in compassion, if you're living in compassion, if you're staying in enthusiasm, if you're utilizing gratitude, and you're living in integrity, you're living your purpose. Now, do you want to know how to share that? Do you want to know if there's something you're supposed to be doing? Being the best version of yourself will reveal to you what your ability is, how to share or be of service. But please don't get so caught up on it, because honestly, it will reveal itself if you're taking the steps. If you're taking the steps to live in high vibration, to serve with love. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. If you're feeling like you're in limbo, then what I would say is just step back. Do what you can do in each day and really get quiet. Really get quiet. Let go of the distraction and then see where you are being called to, or see where you're being led to, or see where you're being drawn to. Because spirit is always giving you inspiration, always giving you nudges. But if you're not getting quiet enough to receive them, it can feel frustrating. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm feeling from you. You're frustrated. Don't be frustrated. Spirit has your back. All you have to do, honey, is get quiet. And I know that meditation can be a very frustrating thing when you feel like you're maybe not doing it right, but there's no doing it wrong. It's simply getting quiet however that looks for you, whether that's listening to a clock tick for 5 minutes, or going for a drive by yourself, or doing the dishes with no distractions, whatever you can do that just quiets your energy. It will bring you the nudges and the inspiration. And then see what shows up in your experience, a conversation you have with a person, or a book you're drawn to, or a movie you're drawn to. What is it telling me? That will help you. I'm committed Wednesday evenings elsewhere over a year ago. You may know what that is. Very interested and hope you will offer this course again. Namaste, Cynthia. Namaste. You're welcome, Alberta. You're very welcome. Well, guys, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Again, we're going to start March 2nd. If you want to grab your seat, guidance311.com. The description, the link is in the description box, and I'm looking forward to it. So if this is resonating with you and you're ready to step into this, please join me. Please join me. I'm very, very excited. Seats are limited. Some seats are already taken. So if you feel like this is your time, please, please, please join me. All right, guys, have a beautiful rest of your day. If you're seeing this on the replay, thank you for being here. Namaste. Goodbye, guys.